It's a unique case with distressing details. A Warren woman charged with abuse of a corpse after she miscarried at home.
Reproductive rights groups are speaking out, saying that this should not be treated as a crime. But is it that simple?
Canty takes a look at how much freedom prosecutors have if they decide not to pursue this case.
At 21 weeks pregnant, 33-year-old Brittany Watts began passing thick blood clots. The Associated Press reporting Watts went to the hospital where she was told the pregnancy was not viable and she would need to have labor induced or her own health could be in danger. After several hours awaiting care, Watts left the hospital and ultimately miscarried into a toilet at her home. Then she flushed and plunged it. Now she's being charged with abuse of a corpse, and reproductive rights groups are outraged.
It is a completely unjust charge against her. There is nothing in Ohio laws that actually guide us towards what should be done with a fetus after a miscarriage.
So they're calling on Trumbull County prosecutors to throw the case out.
What happened to Ms. Watts is a really difficult case, but it's particularly difficult for her, and we should not be criminalizing that.
In that same way, prosecutors can decide to dismiss cases like these if there's undue hardship that would be caused to the accused by the prosecution, or if the accused has already suffered substantial loss in connection with the alleged crime. But first, a grand jury has to make a decision. Prosecutor Dennis Watkins said the case has been determined by a judge that there's sufficient evidence to present to a grand jury and that jury will have to decide in its own discretion if charges will go forward. I reached out to Watts' attorney and never heard back, and a grand jury is still considering the case. With more local news, I'm Canty.